What's going on, WWE Universe, Astralites one and all? Mr. Sensational Astral here with a very special edition of Slam Jam. And if you notice, I got a new cap on, courtesy of my mother. Had a birthday this past Black Friday, so if you want to wish me happy birthday, I still don't mind it. Uh, got quite a bit to go through. I hope you guys had a safe and fun Thanksgiving. People are still talking about Survivor Series War Games last night, and it was just incredible to say the least. Um, we had a lot of hard hitting matches, and I don't think no titles had changed hands just yet. So people are still retaining, but we'll get to that a little later on. Right now, I want to start with um, the women's War Games match. Going back to there was tension between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair because Bailey, she likes to stir the pot. She wants to put her teammates against each other, which is sound strategy prior to going into Survivor Series. Alas, she was not successful in that, and so they still ended up beating the snot out of each other. A whole lot of craziness happened in that match. Um, for one thing, Bianca had two braids instead of one, and they were bringing a whole bunch of toys into the match too. For instance, let's see here. Okay, so when Asuka sprayed the mist, she hits Shotzi. That was the first time. The other time she tried to hit Shotzi, Shotzi moved out the way, and Bianca almost got hit, but luckily she moved out just in the nick of time, and she used a fire extinguisher to take out Asuka, which was pretty ingenious, if you ask me. And this one really tripped out a lot of fellow WWE fans. Io Sky placing the garbage can on her persons and from jumping from over 15 feet in the air, excuse me. And it was on constant replay. I was like, I could watch this over and over. But nonetheless, let's see. Oh yeah, and talking about jumping off from the cage, Charlotte did one of the most amazing moonsaults I've ever seen in a War Games match. And as much as Damage Control was taking control, um, that they won a lot of battles, but this war they were not able to win. It was the man Becky Lynch, uh, the ballsy badass Shotzi, the EST of WWE Bianca Belair, and the Queen Charlotte Flair for the win. That was the most amazing women's War Games match I've ever watched. And if you missed it, go on Peacock, find it on YouTube. I guarantee you it is worth the watch. Now, this other match, a lot of people. Okay, so let me see how I can put this. A lot of people, for the longest time, could not stand The Miz. But now, um, it's like it's gone so bad to the point where they don't like Gunther so much that they're backing up The Miz to take the Intercontinental Championship. That's saying something right there. And Miz, of course, goes without saying, is a Grand Slam champion. And he was that for a reason. He knew how to defend his title, he knew how to uh, retain it. Even when he lost it, he knew how to get it back. So Miz does not get enough credit as he should. And this match says it all because you see the Chicago WWE universe, the fans backing Miz in this matchup, and Miz is just taking out Gunther as much as possible. And he was doing a whole bunch of low-handed tactics. I mean, come on, it's Miz. He's gonna try some sneaky stuff, right? And at this point, Gunther, deep down, he's got to respect Miz a little bit for as much effort as he put into that match. Sadly, it wasn't enough to dethrone the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of the year. That would be Gunther for the win. Gunther maintains. Now, this match, Santos Escobar and versus Dragon Lee. So again, back at SmackDown, Carlito, he was going to confront Santos. They get in a scrap with each other. And just when we thought Santos leaves, he makes a Yui through the through the WWE universe and ends up jumping off the barricade and injuring Carlito in the process. And that leaves uh, Adam Pierce in a tough situation. But luckily, Dragon Lee was like, you know what? I got so much love for Rey Mysterio. I got so much respect. Santos needs to be taught a lesson. Put me in this match. And boom. Adam Pierce made it happen for him. He was like, all right, you want Santos? You're going to have him at Survivor Series. And I kind of had a feeling that Santos was going to get the upper hand. As much as I love Dragon Lee, um, I don't think his abilities were going to be enough. And sadly, I was right on that point because it pretty much ended the match in Santos's favor because he's got twice the aggression. Uh, he has that ruthless aggression, more so than you've seen on NXT, basically. So it was Santos Escobar for the win. Dragon Lee put up one heck of a fight, though. I'll give it to him. And this match, this is one a lot of people were waiting to see was Zoe Stark versus Rhea Ripley. Now, Zoe Stark getting into the Judgment Day's clubhouse, that was I think Zoe Stark was the only one who was able to do that, and she's one of the women who does not fear Rhea Ripley. Championship, no championship, because she believes that she's she's actually the top female in the WWE, or at least on Monday Night Raw. Just in general, one tough lady. I'm just gonna say that. It was definitely a hard hitting affair. Zoe Stark gave it her all. Unfortunately, they Rhea says mommy's on top, always on top for a reason. Um, but there were a couple close calls. I will admit there were a couple close calls where Zoe Stark almost got the win, but once more, mommy's always on top. Rhea Ripley for the win on that match. And I do apologize if this seems a little short. I was actually surprised that Survivor Series was less than 3 hours this year. So, yeah. But the main event we've all been waiting for, everybody's still buzzing about what happened last night. Excuse me. The return of the Viper, the Apex Predator, the Legend Killer Randy Orton. Um, been gone for nearly 2 years. He's had, I believe it was double fusion on his back, surgery. So he wasn't able to compete. A lot of people did not think he was going to show up, especially his teammates, uh, Cody, Seth, and Sammy and Jay. And it it seemed um, it seemed like all was lost, but just in the nick of time, or well, actually moments after, because before Randy Orton came out, um, Team Rollins was pretty much down for the count, and Rhea Ripley comes out with Damian Priest's Senior Money in the Bank's briefcase and attempts to cash in and take the World Heavyweight Championship. Not until that very second, Randy Orton comes in and backs his team up. And he has not missed a beat. This guy, there's a reason he's future future Hall of Famer, first ballot for sure. He just goes in and takes out everybody on his lonesome, gives his time, excuse me, gives his team time to build their stamina back up, and basically all hell broke loose. But it was Team Rollins for the win. I will give credit to Judgment Day because they had a thought out plan and they executed most of that plan the best of their abilities. But it did not even end there. Randy Orton was not the only one who returned. Moments after the match was over, the best in the world, Chicago's own CM Punk, comes back to the WWE. And I never thought we'd be seeing him again, but that reaction after CM Punk came out was just, as they say, earth shattering, as much as Randy Orton's, maybe slightly more, because he's been gone longer than Orton. But anyway, uh, Survivor Series Wargames 2023, definitely the match to watch. And there's word that CM Punk is supposed to be showing up tomorrow night on Raw. If that's the case, we're going to see what he has to say, what his future plans are, and being back in the WWE. I want to thank you all for watching so much. I love you all. I hope you have an enjoyable rest of November. We are almost in Christmas season. I hope you guys stay safe. I love you all. We'll talk soon. Bye.